In the early days of Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine, Russian forces indiscriminately bombed Volnovakha and Schastia, shelling civilian areas. Terrorist bombings of cities violate international law and repeat tactics previously used by Russia against civilian targets in Syria. The Battle of Volnovakha was initiated by Russian and DPR forces as part of the eastern Ukraine offensive during Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine. The battle was led by DPR forces and resulted in widespread destruction of the town and heavy casualties on both sides. Volnovakha was said to be on the verge of a humanitarian crisis on February 28 and was nearly destroyed on March 1, with around 90% of its buildings damaged or destroyed. Surviving residents had their food, water, and electricity cut off. Volnovakha was brought in with the nearby city of Mariupol as part of an agreed humanitarian corridor between Ukraine and Russia, which Russia considers violated. By March 1, about 500 civilians had been evacuated by Ukrainian authorities. In April 2015, members of the Sparta Battalion, especially their leader Arseny Pavlov, were charged with war crimes. They allegedly tortured Ukrainian prisoners of war who surrendered to them, in sessions lasting between 6 and 7 hours, and then executed some of them. Pavlov admitted in a phone call having executed 15 prisoners of war, saying, "I don't care what I'm accused of, believe it or not. I shot 15 prisoners. I don't care. No comment. I kill if I want. I don't kill if I don't." One of the prisoners who was killed on January 21, 2015 was Ihor Branovytsky. Amnesty International has stated that available evidence confirms the torture and murder of prisoners of war by the separatists, and has called for an investigation into the war crimes being carried out. On March 4, Ukraine claimed to have shot down a Russian Su-34 fighter jet over Volnovakha. On the 5th of March, the DPR authorities announced the death of Colonel Vladimir Zhoga, a confidant of Arseny Pavlov and the newest commander of the Sparta Battalion since 2016, who was killed in battle in Volnovakha. DPR leader Denis Pushilin posthumously awarded him the title of DNR Hero. President Putin posthumously awarded him the title Hero of the Russian Federation. Artem Zhoga, Vladimir's father, chief of staff and fighter, since 2014, succeeded him as commander of the Sparta Battalion. Battalion Sparta is an independent reconnaissance group within the self-proclaimed DNR Guards of the Donetsk People's Republic, DPR, formed in August 2014. Formerly based on a platoon of machine guns and anti-tank command, was led by a fighter of Russian origin, Arseny Pavlov, referred to as Motorola until his assassination in October 2016. The most recent leader of the independent Reconnaissance Battalion Sparta was Vladimir Zhoga, a DNR fighter from Slavyansk, believed to have been shot dead on March 5, 2022 in Volnovakha, Ukraine. Zhoga's death is another major blow to Putin, after he lost to top military leaders this week. Less than 10 years old Motorola, Vladimir Zhoga was born in Donetsk. Vladimir Zhoga's father is Artem Vladimirovich Zhoga, Lieutenant Colonel of the DPR Armed Forces, Chief of Staff of Sparta. Mother is a housewife. In 2014, from the very first days Vladimir Zhoga participated in the war in the east of Ukraine, in the self-defense units of Slavyansk. Vladimir Zhoga was wounded countless times in battles, before becoming the deputy commander of the reconnaissance team of the Sparta Battalion. He took command of the Sparta Battalion in October 2016 after the death of its founder Arseny Pavlov, Motorola. He is also godfather to Motorola's daughter. This Spartan battalion was previously believed to have participated in the Battle of Ilovaisk as part of the volunteer battalion of Igor Strelkov, commander of the Donbas People's Armed Forces and a major figure behind the pro-Soviet uprising. Russia and Ukraine 2014. Since mid-January 2015, during the war in the Donbas region of Ukraine, the Sparta Battalion also joined the separatist forces of the self-proclaimed Donetsk People's Republic, trying to recapture the city of Debaltseve in Donetsk Oblast, which is under the control of Ukraine, since a government counter-offensive in July 2014. the separatists began a concerted effort to force Ukrainian troops out of the city on 16th-17th January, sparking the Battle of Debaltseve. Fierce fighting continued until the 18th of February 2015, when Ukrainian forces were forced to withdraw. In March 2016, the Sparta Battalion took part in an armed skirmish into Kuchayevsk. In September 2016, the Sparta Battalion was deployed to the Lugansk People's Republic, LPR, to prevent the anticipated